My name is Howard8524, and welcome to another Carcus World video. So, it's episode 8, and there's been quite a bit of action on this singular continent of Carcus. I mean, from the founding of civilizations to now having more advances, and Alvonia expanding, and several meetings between countries. But, like I said, last time, this is getting kinda boring, just discussing expansions. I mean, there are still expansions, and I will quickly cover the next 50 years of that. 3, 2, 1. And we're back. So as you can see, Alvonia has continued to expand along the river, while Atalai has also moved down, and Fulmer is nearly at this little pocket of magic. Well, I think this is Upa Ulip is continuing to expand downward. So, how many are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 different kingdoms / republics. So, as we all know, there is more to this world. Like, quite literally, they only know about, like they only really know about this area in this circle. Like, they don't have any great knowledge, but that all changes with Shim. So Shim, is very much now encapsulated, but does have access to the ocean. So it becomes very much just a naval power. And they send out trips. They send out ships, and I don't know why my thing is being all cray. They send out ships and become a massive trading empire, trading with all of them around, while even getting into some of these rivers to have an easier time trading with, say, maybe Alvonia. So, as they go, they eventually come across this island, which is pretty big, honestly. And then they relatively quickly set up a little colony on this edge. And, because they feel like that they're gonna need it. But they actually kind of keep this a secret, because they wanted to keep this to themselves for as long as they can. So for the course of, maybe 5 years, they really started to get into the business of expanding along this coastline, just generally taking more land and becoming quite a bit bigger in the process, while also making sure to keep this secret. But it wasn't long before the Pickle Empire found out. They found out and were like, hey, we want this. So they quickly went around and found the magic area on this island. So they were instantly like, we're taking it. So they instantly set up a colony of their own for the Pickle Republic right here. Because they basically had a monopoly on wizards at this point, so they were totally like, no. Nobody else gets this except us. So, they went and quickly took it, because they felt like, yeah, we're keeping the wizards and the weird magic powers that this land gives. And Shim did not really like that. So they continued to expand in other areas, just consistently trying to, keep out of this area, which they kind of believed to be theirs. So they, just continued to expand, as I'm showing right here. Now, the Pickle Empire, by far one of the biggest, continued to be like, nah, we're continuing to expand, and really did not accept Shim wanting monopoly on this island. So then, they also continued to expand along this border, which, as you can see here. and just what became by far one of the most powerful people in the world. But once the Pickle Empire found out, it wasn't too much long till others started doing some exploration, and that was when Mulu also found a new continent and then set up their own little area. But then once again, Pickles started snooping around, found a magical area, and then took it, because they still were like, monopoly of wizards is ours. Nobody else gets wizards, because they were a lot more responsible with them, I guess, than others countries would have been. But they still generally want to keep a monopoly. And now a race for colonization had begun. Dang it, this is never a good thing. Like, never. So then Hulu quickly hopped on the train, moving on to take this little peninsula section. Because there's like, yeah, if you guys are colonizing, we are colonizing. And so, colonization race had begun. And they didn't really fight with each other. It was mostly kind of closer to, I guess, the scramble for Africa? Is I guess how this would work, instead of like warring. Because there were no natives here. Because, like, literally, everyone was on this singular island. Oh, so that reminds me. Race layer, gotta update that. I'll see you in a sec as I do that. Okay, I am back, and as we can see, when it comes to the layer of which type of race lives there, the Pickles are still extremely huge. Although, of course, humans are starting to kind of become a little bit overbearing. Especially since they're a lot more scattered and, like, crazy, and less, like, consolidated than other ones, meaning that each individual country had very quick expansions, which expands their country. So, as we can see now, there's colonization, which meant that they also kind of forgot about the rest of the continent. So, I'm going to skip basically 100 years, because that's how long it takes for all of this to even out. There is, like, no fighting at all, because they're all just focusing on colonizing. Which sounds extremely bad, but I've got to tell you, that's just how this shakes out. So, I'll see ya in 100 years. So I am back. So, as we can see, there's like been massive expansions in this colonization, and all the countries that didn't really participate in the colonization, well, they still expanded outwards in several different directions, like Elvonia. Some gaps were closed. This island was completely colonized with a new country called Muka. While we also continue to have this getting colonized also by Newt now. So that's about everything for this video. We've seen some colonization, and we're going to see what happens when the Pickle Empire realizes that humans have gotten some magic.